I thank God that fitness was kind of keeping me like this. So I started getting super lean, and eventually I started figuring things out. They also had a bod pod there, and I learned how to track body fat, like with the pinch weigh. We did the bod pod, which is a lot more accurate, and then we did the tank, which is very hard to do to get your accurate body fat, and then you had to do a bunch of math. It was complicated. But the leanest, and I'll post you a picture. I did a photo shoot, and I love, one thing is, I love taking photos. Photos is just the way how I express myself visually, and being a model and being in front and behind a camera is just the way how I don't know. It's like art to me, if that makes sense. So I decided to do a photo shoot just because I've never done a fitness shoot, and I had muscles and I got really lean. Like, I was really training for this damn photo shoot. I don't know how I did it, guys. I was working sometimes 66 hours in a week, 11-hour shifts, going to school full time. I'm saying five classes, all day at school, all day at night. Then I'll wake up and go to the gym, still eat healthy, still meal prepped. I don't know. And I was doing low carb diet just because, like I said, I was driven. And I only do low carb diets, and like I was doing carb cycling. And I don't suggest that unless you have a lot of muscle mass. I say that because when you cut your carbs, you will get flat if you do not have enough muscle mass, okay? So you think low carb diet's cool? Low carb diet's cool if you have muscle mass. If you don't, expect yourself to look skinny fat, okay? Skinny fat. You're gonna look, skin's gonna be fluffy. You're not gonna be shredded. You're not gonna be like, trust me, don't do it. Just cut your carbs down a little bit. Do your fucking cardio, lift. You'll be fine. Your cardio is going to save you. And I'm saying get on that fucking Stairmaster. Stop being lazy. Well, Stairmaster's hard. Everything's hard till you start. And then you get used to it. Okay, you start on the Stairmaster for 10 minutes. I say, and I told my clients this, you do 10 minutes for, I say, give yourself about a month. 10 to 15 minutes. And from there, you do about 20 minutes. Okay? Do 20 minutes 3 to 4 days a week for a month, and I promise you fucking this. Even on, don't go too crazy, okay? You want to keep your heart rate steady. Give yourself a month with 20 minutes of 3 to 4 days of cardio. You're going to be lean as hell. You're going to get snatched. Your back is going to be not fat anymore, and it's not going to be round, okay? Everyone's like, you're blunt. Yeah, well, y'all complain. You want it, go get it. So do that for a little bit. That's what I did. That's what I still do. So if I really want to get fucking lean, I'm on the motherfucking Stairmaster for about 20, 30 minutes. 3 to 4 times a week. And let me just tell you, and that's me, and that gives me the chance to still be able to eat normal. I don't have to cut my calories low, my carbs low. If I cut my carbs lower, I don't do as much cardio. I still do it, but I can get lean without doing as much just because carbs are your energy source, okay? Remember that. If you're not doing a lot of movement, you do not need that many carbs. If you sit all day, you don't need that many carbs. Yes, we love carbs. Carbs are important, but you have to be able to burn those carbs off to lose body fat, okay? If you want your muscles to show, losing body fat matters. It's not about the weight. Body fat, okay? So, low carb diet, carb cycling, and I did that for 2 months. Only did high carbs on my days that I was doing legs, or because I was also at my job, I was loading trailers. Not really at that point because I worked up to the point where I was doing machines, and I was driving machines around loading trucks with the machines. And obviously I had to get out sometimes and push boxes and stuff. So I burn a lot of calories and walk a lot just because of that. But my carbs were lower depending on the day. So I say the lowest I was, and this was me getting tracked with, I did the bod pod. That is one of the accurate ones. More than the little fucking hand thing. It's not accurate. So the bod pod, I think I was, I think it said I was like 17% body fat. Now this was me when I was a lot lighter. I didn't have as much muscle mass. I had less booty too. I think I was like 155. 155 at 18% body fat. I will post a picture. Okay? Picture. And this is the leanest I've ever been, and I was shredded. And I don't think I've ever seen my abs. And I've seen them before. Like, you can see my abs, but this was seeing my abs. And I didn't really work abs. Block, 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 block. I have 4 blocks. Everyone's abs are different. Let's put that in mind too. Everyone builds differently. I have a very short torso, okay? Literally, here's my hips. Here is my ribs, into my ribs, top of my hips. You see, this is all the gap I have, okay? So with that, that means I can't really build much on my core, or I look boxy. Here, once again, here is the end of my rib cage. Here's the top of my hips. You see that gap? That gap is nothing. If your gap is wider, you probably can do a little bit more core work and build a little bit more. But if you do not have a big gap, do not do weighted core exercise, especially if your diet's like trash. Okay? Okay. Glad we got that over with. You can go look at my other videos about rib cage if you want to go see my workouts and stuff. But if you're trying to build a flat Pilates stomach and you don't want to really build in your midsection, do stability training, do core workouts like planks, stuff that makes you isometric holds, which are terrible, but they're good for you. Do them, okay? So I think I was lean. Like, you could, and I'll post another picture. You could see my obliques. That was me without flexing. You could see my blocks, and I don't have them right now. But that's, my midsection is like kind of the first place that kind of goes, and then it's my upper back, like my front, and then my back. That goes last. My back is the last place to go on me. That's why I have to get really lean for me to get shredded back there. Everyone's different. Everyone carries their body weight differently. It is what it is. You just adapt. Okay, I've had to learn that over the past years as well. And that took me mentally a lot to do, just to get past the fact that I wasn't built like everyone else. And it frustrated me for a little bit, but after a while, you just kind of settle on what you have, and you just adapt. You just adapt. And yeah, you just put out your strongest points, which are my stomach and my legs, okay? When that photo shoot came up, I dried out too. I didn't drink water all day that day. And we did a photo shoot for like 3 hours. Those photos look so good, and he didn't edit any of them. It was just lighting. I was that lean that you literally could see me, all my muscles without me flexing. Okay? Hard work too. So after that photo shoot, we did a couple more, and then I really went downhill. I was struggling with a bad relationship, toxic man in my life, and it was super toxic, like narcissistic, beat holes, emotionally abusive, and he really tore me down. I ended up going in a psych ward, and I'm very open about this. I almost ended up killing myself, just because I was emotionally just going through it. I hated God. I'm not gonna lie to you, I hated God. And that was just because my family shoved that down my throat for so long, and I just despised God. I literally did. And I went through a period of life where I was trying to make myself feel something. So I would smoke a lot, like weed, and I still smoke a little bit now, but not as much as before. I smoke a lot. I would hang out with guys that would treat me like crap. I would just do things like sexually bad, just trying to numb myself out, you know, and I was trying to fill this hole that I could not fill. And I got to a point where I put myself in there, and like that whole week in there, eventually at the end of the week, it's just scary being in a place like that. There's one hallway. You have a couple people I started making friends in there. They weren't like super crazy.